Hi, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to solve October-November 2023, paper 2. It's a 1 hour 30 minutes paper. So let's directly start with the question here. Question number 1, 24.07839 correct to 2 decimal places. So 24.07839 correct to 2 decimal places means you need to check the third digit after the decimal point. So the third digit after the decimal point is 8. If it is 5 or more than 5, you add 1 to the previous digit. If it is less than 5, you leave the previous digit as it is. So here, since the third digit was more than 5, I will be adding 1. So this will become 24.08. So 24.08 will be our first answer. Now, 24.07839, we need to correct to the nearest 10. Nearest 10, 24, is it close to 20 or 30? 24 is close to 20, so our final answer for the B part will be 20. Now here, question 2, we have write down the number that is 9 greater than minus 23. So 9 greater than minus 23 means it is minus 23 plus 9. Minus 23 plus 9 is minus 14. So minus 14 will be our final answer. That was also a 1 mark question. Now question number 3, find the value of V when U is equals to 30, A is equals to minus 2 and T is equals to 7. This is just substitution. So V is equals to U plus 8T. Now U is given as 30, A is given as minus 2 and T is given as 7. So 30 minus 2 into 7 is minus 14. So 30 minus 14, 16 will be our answer for V. Moving on to the next question here, that is question number 4. Change 62,000 millimeters to kilometers. So 62,000 millimeters is what we have. First you convert it into centimeter. Millimeter to centimeter, you cut 1 0 because we are dividing by 10. So this is 6,200 centimeter. Centimeter, you change it into meter. Centimeter to meter, we are dividing by 100. So this is basically 62 meter. We need the answer in kilometer. So 62 meter to kilometer, we need to divide by 1000. 62 divided by 1000 is 0.062 kilometer. That will be the answer for question number 4. Now, question number 5, we have the diagram shows two intersecting straight lines crossing two parallel lines. Find the value of x. So here, to find the value of x, we can see that we have two parallel lines. These arrows represent that the lines are parallel. If we have two parallel lines and a transversal, we call this as a transversal, a line cutting both the parallel lines, we call it as transversal. Now the angles, we call it these two angles as allied angles. Allied angles should always add up to give you 180. If this is A and B, angle A plus angle B should always add up to give you 180. So if I'm considering this parallel line and this transversal here, these two are the allied angles. If this is 114, the angle over here will be 180 minus 114. That will be 66. Now to find out this angle over here, we know that this is a straight line. Straight line angle will always add up to give you 180 degrees. So 66 plus 50, when you add 66 and 50, you subtract it from 180, you will get the answer as 64. 180 minus, when you add 50 and 66, you will get 116. So 180 minus 116 will give me 64. So the value of x will be 64 degrees. Now moving on to the next one, explain why 111 is not a prime number. 111 is not a prime number because it has more than 2 factors. Prime number means it has only two factors. Only two factors, that is 1 and the number itself. 1 and the number itself. So if you find out the factors of 111, 1 times 111 is 111. 1 times 111 is, so if you find the factors of 111, 1 times 111 is 11. And let's check in 3 times table if 111 is coming. So 111 divided by 3, yes, in 3 times table, 3 times 37 is also 111. So I have more than two factors. Now itself I have 4 factors, which means that 111 is not a prime number. So the answer will be it has more than two factors. It has more than two factors. Moving on to the next question here. Find a prime number between 110 and 120. So that will be 113. 113 has only two factors, that is 1 and 113. Now moving on to the next one here, that is question number 7. Find the bearing of Q from P. So if you remember the rules, from P means at P we need to draw a north line. So the north is already there. And now we always have to go from P. Then from the north line, you always have to go clockwise direction. So clockwise direction until the line that QP, until the line QP. So this is the angle. This is the bearing that we have to find out. So here, what I can do here is that this is a straight line. If I extend this north line, so now what we have here is, this is 90 degrees here. This is 90 degree. And this particular angle will be from 180. Considering this triangle from 90, if I subtract 39, I'll get it as 51. 51. So when you add all of them, it should add up to give you 180 degree. And this is a straight line angle. Straight line angle is 180 degrees. So 180 plus 51 will give me 231 degrees. Without using a calculator, work out 3 and 1 by 8. 3 and 1 by 8 minus 1 and 3 by 4. So we should not use calculator. So this mixed number, we can change it into normal fraction. So 3 times 8, denominator will be 8 itself. 3 times 8, we multiply 3 and 8, that will give me 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. Minus, here also the denominator will be the same. Multiply 1 with 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Let's make the denominators same by multiplying this with 2. The second fraction, you multiply it with 2. So 25 by 8 minus 7 times 2 is 14. And 4 times 2 is 8. If we have the same denominator, we can just subtract the numerators. 25 minus 14 is 11. But we need to write the answer as a mixed number. So 11, when you divide by 8, 8 times 1 is 8, remainder is 3. So we need to write the quotient, that is the integer part, and then the remainder 3 over the divisor. Divisor is 8, 3 over 8. This is the fractional part. A mixed number will always have an integer part and a fractional part. Integer part will be your quotient. Fractional part will be the remainder divided by the divisor. This is called dividend if you don't know the names. Now 1 and 3 by 8 is the final answer. Write 90 as a product of its prime numbers. So 90 prime factors basically means we have to divide with prime numbers. The only even prime number that we know is 2. So 90 divided by 2 is 45. It is ending with 5, so it is divisible by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, again 3. So this can be written as 2 into 20, 90 can be written as 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. Or in index form, we can write it as 2 into 3 square into 5. 3 into 3 is 3 square. So we are done with the question number 9, 2 into 3 square into 5. Now, moving on to question number 10 here. Expand and simplify. expand and simplify 2 into t plus w plus 3 into w minus t. Now, whenever we have a bracket and a number outside, this number should be taken and multiply with all the terms inside the bracket. Similarly, we have a bracket and a number outside. This number should be multiplied with all the terms inside the bracket. 2 times t will give me 2t plus 2 times w will give me 2w plus 3 times w will give me 3w plus 3 times minus t will give me minus 3t. Like terms, 2w plus 3w is 5w. 2t minus 3t is minus t. So 5w minus t will be our final answer for question number 10. Now moving on to question number 11. Question number 11. The two shapes are mathematically similar. Find the value of h. So mathematically similar. So the method that I am going to use is similar shapes. 6.3, that is the height of this shape, divide by the corresponding height of the next shape, that is h, is equals to base of the bigger shape, that is 9, divide by the base of its second shape, that is a smaller shape here. This corresponding sides we need to take. If I'm taking 6/3, divide by its corresponding side. 9 if I'm taking, divide by its corresponding side, 9 by 5. Two fractions in between equal to sign, the only possible thing in math is cross multiplication. So 6.3 times 5, so 6.3 times 5 will give me 31.5. 31.5 is equals to 9 times h is 9h. So this 9, multiplication of 9 goes to the other side, it becomes division of 9. So h will be 31.5 divided by 9, which will give me the answer as 3.5. H value will be 3.5. Now moving on to the B part of this. The area of the smaller shape is given 16. The area of the smaller shape is given as 16. Calculate the area of the larger shape. We need to find out the area of the larger shape. So area of the larger shape is what we need to find out. Area, so we need to find out the area scale factor. Area scale factor is linear scale factor, you square it. Area of the larger shape is what we have to find out. So linear scale factor, when we find out area of the larger shape, so take any one corresponding sides here. So I'll take this 9 and 5. So side of the larger shape divide by side of the smaller shape. That will give me, to find out the linear scale factor, we need to take any two corresponding sides here, 9 and 5. If you want, you can take 6.3 and h, will give you the same answer. 9 by 5 will give me what? 9 divided by 5 is 1.8. 1.8. But I'm finding out area, so what we need is area scale factor. You know, it is linear scale factor square. Linear scale factor is 1.8. 1.8 square is 3.24. 1.8 square is 3.24. Now, once you find out the area scale factor, you multiply that with the area of the smaller shape. Area of the smaller shape is 16. So multiply that with 16 will give us the answer 51.84. 51.84 centimeters square, because it is the area. Once again, to find out area scale factor, it is linear scale factor the whole square. Linear scale factor, how do we find out? Take two corresponding sides. Since it is to find out the area of the larger shape, side of the larger shape, you put it in the numerator, divide by the area of the, corresponding side of the smaller shape. Now moving on to the next one here. That is question number 12. Find the deceleration of the car in the final 4 seconds. It is a speed time graph. If it is a speed time graph, the gradient will give you the acceleration or deceleration. The gradient will give you the acceleration or deceleration. Find the deceleration in the final 4 seconds. That means this final 4 seconds, I need to find out the deceleration, basically gradient. Gradient we can use rise over run formula. Here, rise is the vertical distance. The vertical distance, we know it is 10. And run is the horizontal distance. Run is the horizontal distance. 16 minus 12, that is 4. So 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. 2.5 meter per second square. That is the unit for acceleration or deceleration. So deceleration will be 2 point. If you want, we can write minus 2.5 also, because deceleration uh, negative sign you can, because it's the speed is, or the velocity is decreasing here. Now moving on to the next part here, that is B part, to find out the total distance. To find out the total distance from a speed time graph, to find out the total distance, it is the area under the graph. It is the area under the graph. So this is a trapezium. To find out the area of a trapezium, this shape is a trapezium. So to find out the area of a trapezium, it is A plus B times H divided by 2, where A and B are the parallel sides. A and B are the parallel sides. So here, this is 12, and here the whole thing is 16. So the parallel sides are 12 and 16. And H is the distance between those two parallel sides, that is this height. Now it is 10 here. Now just put it in the formula here. A is 12, B is 16, times height is 10 divided by 2. 16 plus 12 is 28. 28 into 10 is 280. 280 divided by 2 is 140. So since it is the distance, it will be in meter. So 140 meter will be my final answer. Now this is an indices question. 3 to the power of 3p into 3 to the power of 2p is equal to 729 is actually 3 to the power of 6. Now we know the formula x to the power of m into x to the power of n is x to the power of m plus n. The bases should be the same. Here the bases are the same. So we can just simply add the powers. So 3 to the power of 3p plus 2p. 3p plus 2p is 5p is equals to 3 to the power of 6. If the bases are same, and in between if we have an equal to sign, we can just equate the powers. So 5p is equal to 6. P will be equal to 6 divided by 5, that is 1.2. 6 divided by 5, you will get the answer as 1.2. Now to find out B part, 32 x to the power of 10 to the power of 1 by 5. 32, we know I can write it as 2 to the power of 5 into x to the power of 10 to the power of 1 by 5. Now I can give this 1 by 5 to the power of 1 by 5 to each of them separately. So 2 to the power of 5 into 1 by 5 into x to the power of 10 into 1 by 5. We know in law of indices, x to the power of m to the power of n, it is x to the power of m into n. Same thing. 2 to the power of 5 to the power of 1 by 5 is 2 to the power of 5 into 1 by 5. X to the power of 10 to the power of 1 by 5 is x to the power of 10 into 1 by 5. 5 and 5 gets cancelled. This will become 2. 5 times 1, 5 times 2. So 2x to the power of 2 will be our final answer for B part. Now rearrange the formula to make W the subject. W the subject means only W should be there on the right hand side. All the remaining terms should be on the left hand side. First of all, I'll take this minus x. It goes to the other side. It becomes positive x. Y plus x is equals to 2w square. I don't want this 2 also. Multiplication of 2, when it moves to the left hand side, it becomes division of 2. Y plus x by 2 is equals to w square. I don't want this square. To remove square, I need to square root both the sides. So square root of y plus x by 2 is equals to square root of w square. Square root and square gets cancelled. So your final answer will be y plus x by 2 is equals to w. This will be your a final answer for question number 14. Now question number 15. On the Venn diagram, shade the region P union Q complement. P union. Union means even if the lines, it's not necessary that it should intersect. P union. Union means if there is a single line also, we can consider that region. P union Q complement. First, I will shade all P because P is included. Q complement means everything other than Q. Everything in this rectangle other than Q is Q complement. So only this particular region where we don't have to shade, all the remaining region will be considered, that is P union Q complement. If it was intersection, then we need to check P and Q complement, and wherever the lines are intersecting, then that particular region we will be considering. If it is union, there is a line, then that region should be considered. If it is intersection, the lines should intersect, should merge P and Q complement, both of them. Wherever the lines are intersecting, that particular region we have to consider. Now moving on to the next part here, B part. Universal set is, number of elements in the universal set is 20. A union B the whole complement. Number of elements in A union B the whole complement. A union B the whole complement means everything other than A and B. Everything other than A and B. That means number of elements in A union B complement, the whole complement means it is here. N of A, the whole thing in A is 12. N of B, the number of members in B is 10. We need to know what the number of elements inside, that is the intersecting region. For that, we have a formula. N of A intersection B, number of elements in A intersection B, is equals to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus number of elements in A union B. A union B means here only one is outside. So remaining out of 20, all 19 of them will be inside these two circles. So N of A union B, we know is equals to 19. From 20, I just have to subtract this one, the one that is outside. So N of A is number of elements in A is 12, number of elements in B is 10, minus N of A union B is 19. So 12 plus 10 is 22, 22 minus 19 is 3. So I got 3 here. The number of members in whole A is 12, so 3, then this will be 9. And here number of elements in B is 10, intersection I have 3, so remaining 7. So completed the Venn diagram. That's the answer for B part. Now question number 16. Find the LCM of 12x to the power of 8 and 8x to the power of 12. To find out the LCM, first you check the variables x to the power of 8 and x to the power of 12. Take the variable with the highest power, x to the power of 8 and x to the power of 12. X to the power of 12 is the highest power. Now take the coefficients 12 and 8. 12 and 8, you find out the LCM. So 4 times 3 is 12 and 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 1. Now 2 times. So this will be your LCM. Multiply all the numbers. 4 into 3 into 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So 24x to the power of 12. 24x to the power of 12. First you consider the variables. Consider the variable with the highest power. X to the power of 8 and x to the power of 12. X to the power of 12. And then 12 and 8, you find the normal LCM method. Grid method, you will get the answer as 24. So 24x to the power of 12 will be our final answer for question number 16. Question number 17, we need to find out the angle ACB. ACB, this is the angle that we need to find out. Now, we are going to use circle theorem here. This is a radius. OB is radius and OA is also radius. So these two sides are equal. We know the property of an isosceles triangle. If two sides are equal, then the angles opposite to them are also equal. So the angle opposite to them, if this is 28, this angle over here will also be 28. In a triangle, the sum of the angle is 180. So from 180, you subtract 28 and 28. So basically 28 plus 28 is 56. So from 180, you subtract 56, you will be getting 124. Now we have studied a property in circle theorem. The angle formed at the center will be two times the angle formed at the circumference. So if the angle formed at the circumference is x, the angle formed at the center will be 2x. So if you're considering this is the angle formed at the center, and here this one over here is the angle formed at the circumference. So angle formed at the center is 124. So angle formed at the circumference will be half of it. 124 divided by 2 will give you 62 degrees. So angle ACB is 62 degrees. Now here PQR are points on a circle. PQR. TU is a tangent. We have a tangent. Angle TPR. TPR, the angle is mentioned there 47. And angle PRQ is given 52. Find angle RPQ. So RPQ means this is the angle that we need to find out. The theorem that we are going to use here is alternate segment theorem. If we have a circle, if we have a triangle inside the circle, and then if we have a tangent, the angle made between the tangent and any one side, let me say this is ABC. The angle made by the tangent and one side, let's say this ABC is given as x degrees. Now, this will be the same as the angle that doesn't have any connection with that particular side. This was between tangent and the side AB. So the only letter remaining is what? C. So this will be angle X here. So I can see that the tangent is making an angle with RP here. So Q will be 47. Q will be 47. Now sum of the angles in a triangle will be 180. So 52 plus 47 minus 180 will give me 81 degrees. So this will be 81 degrees. Alternate segment theorem. The tangent is making an angle with RP. The tangent is making an angle with RP. This particular angle will be the same as the vertex that doesn't have any connection with this angle. So RP, the only vertex that doesn't have any connection with R and P is Q. So Q will be 47. Moving on to the next one here. The solid cylinder has radius 5 centimeter and height 8 centimeter. Calculate the total surface area. So total surface area of a cylinder, we need to know the formula 2 pi r into h plus r. Substitute in this formula 2 pi into r is what? 5 into h plus r. H plus r is 8 plus 5, 13. That is 10 pi into 13, 130 pi. 130 pi, if you put it in calculator, you will get the answer as 408.4. 408.4 centimeters square, since it is area that is we are considering or we are finding out. Now question number 19, find the nth term of each sequence. Nth term of each sequence, let's find out the common difference here. 8 minus 11 minus 3. 5 minus 8 minus 3. 2 minus 5 minus 3. Minus 2 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. So this is an arithmetic sequence with common difference minus 3. So I'll write down the formula minus 3 minus 6, just multiplication table of this common difference, minus 3 minus 6 minus 9 minus 12 minus 15. Write down the common difference, along with that you write n. So the first term here is minus 3 From minus 3 to get 11. From minus 3 to get 11, what should I do? From minus 3 to get 11, I need to add 14 to it. I need to add 14. So minus 3n plus 14 will be my final answer. If you want, you can just simply use the formula for the nth term. An is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. A is the first term is 11, plus n minus 1 into d. D is the common difference, that is minus 3. So 11, n into minus 3 is minus 3n. Minus 1 into minus 3 is plus 3. So this will give me minus 3n plus 14. Same thing, minus 3n plus 14. You can do the formula method or directly you can use the manual method. Not a problem. Now here 1, 5, 25, 125 and 625. This is a geometric series. Geometric series means the second term divide by the first term, or third term divide by the second term, or fourth term divide by the third term should all give me the same answer. Should all give me the same answer. 5 divided by 1 is 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 125 divided by 25 is 5. 625 divided by 125 is 5. We call this number as the common ratio. Common ratio. To find out the nth term of a geometric sequence, the formula is a into r to the power of n minus 1, where a is the first term, r is the common ratio that we got here as 5. So a is 1, r is 5, 5 to the power of n minus 1. So 1 into anything, that will be the same. So my answer is 5 to the power of n minus 1. 5 to the power of n minus 1. For a geometric series, you just have to know the formula here. You just have to know the formula. Geometric series, it is geometric series a into r to the power of n minus 1. A into r to the power of n minus 1. A is the first term, r is the common ratio. Second term divide by the first term, or third term divide by the second term. Fourth divide by third, fifth divide by fourth will give you the answer. Now moving on to the next one here. The area of a rectangle is 55.2 centimeters square, correct to 1 decimal place. The length of the rectangle is 9 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. Calculate the upper bound of the width. So area of a rectangle, we know it is length multiplied by width. So width will be area by length. Now 55.2, its upper limit will be 55.25 and lower limit will be 55.15. Upper limit, lower limit. Similarly, 9, upper limit will be 9.5, lower limit will be 8.5. So to find out the upper limit of width, what we need to do is areas upper limit and length lower limit is what we need. So area, this is area and this is for the length. Area upper limit is what we need, 55.25 divided by length. Lower limit is what we need. Lower limit is 8.5. So 55.25 you divide with 8.5, you will get the answer as 6.5. 6.5 centimeter. 6.5 centimeter will be your final answer. When you find out the upper limit, if it is a division, the numerator's upper limit, denominator's lower limit is what you need to consider. Moving on to question number 21. It's a 4-mark question. The line y is equals to x plus 1 intersects the curve y is equals to x square plus x minus 3 at 2 points. Find the coordinates of these 2 points. Point of intersection. Whenever we want to find out the point of intersection, make y the subject for both and equate the right hand side. Here, fortunately, it's already y the subject for both of them. Now you take the right hand side and equate them. So x plus 1 is equal to x square plus x minus 3. This x and x will get cancelled. Minus 3 goes to the other side. So 1 plus 3 is equals to x square. Basically, x square is equals to 4. If x square is equals to 4, then x will be square root of 4 plus or minus. So it can be either 2 or minus 2. So the values for x, I got 2 and minus 2. What I need to do is I just have to substitute in any one of them. Take the simple equation. I'll take the simple one, y is equals to x plus 1. When x is 2, what will be my y value? 3. So when x is 2, y is 3. When x is minus 2, what will be my y value? Minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 1. The 2, 3 and minus 2, minus 1 will be our final answer. Question number 22, here we have x is inversely proportional. X is inversely proportional to square root of w. Square root of w. So we need to change the proportionality sign to equal to sign. For that, we need to multiply it with a proportionality constant. We call it as k. So x is equals to k by root of w. Now find when w is equals to 16 and x is equals to 3, find x in terms of w. First, we substitute w and x in this equation to get the value for k. X is 3, w is 16. Root 16, we know it is 4. Cross multiply, k will be 3 into 4, that is 12. So now you replace this k value here in this original equation. So x is equals to, instead of k, 12 divided by root w. This will be the answer for question number 22. Find x in terms of w, x in terms of w. Question number 23. Some students record their reaction times. The table shows the results. Reaction time in seconds, in between 0 to 6, 18 of them, and then in between 6 to 10, 16 of them. On a histogram, there is an important thing which you need to know. In a histogram, always the y-axis will be your frequency density. The height of the block, that is the height of the block, is the y-axis. Basically, frequency density is given as 7.5. Now let's find out the frequency density. Frequency density is frequency divided by class width. Frequency divided by class width. So 0 to 6 is given. 0 to 6, frequency 0 to 6 is 18. Divide by class width, upper limit minus lower limit. 6 minus 0, 6. So I got this 3. So now frequency density 3 is represented as 7.5 centimeter. Frequency density 3 is represented as 7.5 centimeter. Calculate the height of the block for the second interval, that is between 6 to 10. So I'll just find out the frequency density for the second one. Frequency density will be frequency, that is 16, divided by class width. Upper limit minus lower limit. 10 minus 6 is 4. So 16 divided by 4, 4. So for frequency density 3, it was represented as 7.5 centimeter. So for a frequency density 4, what will be the representation? You cross multiply them. 3 times x is 3x. 7.5 times 4 is 30. So x will be 30 divided by 3, which is 10 centimeter, which will be 10 centimeter. So what we did was we found the frequency density. We saw it as 3 here. Now 3 was represented as 7.5 in the graph. I found out the frequency density for the second interval, that is, I got it as 4. What will be the representation of that in graph? Cross multiplication is what you have to do. You'll get the answer as 10. Question number 24, simplification. Now, the numerator, ax minus 2a minus x plus 2. This is the method what we have to do for if we have four terms. If you have four terms, you keep the middle sign as it is and you put them into two groups. Factorize it, take the common things outside. Ax minus 2a, I have a common. What else is remaining? X is there, minus 2, minus. Nothing is common, so I'll write it as 1. X minus into plus is again minus 2. The things inside the bracket will be same. It should be same. If it is same, that means your answer is correct. You have to write once the things inside the bracket, and you have to write once the things outside the bracket. So I factorized by numerator. Denominator a square minus 1. 1 can be written as 1 square. We know the formula a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So instead of b, I have 1 here. So this will become a plus 1 into a minus 1. This is my numerator, this is my denominator. So x minus 2 into a minus 1 divided by a plus 1 into a minus 1. A minus 1 and a minus 1 will get cancelled. X minus 2 divided by a plus 1 will be your final answer. The derivative of 2ax to the power of 7 plus 3x to the power of k is 42x to the power of 6 plus 15x to the power of k minus 1. Find the value of a and the value of k. So let's find out the derivative of this. 2ax to the power of 7 plus 3x to the power of k. Derivative, we know, derivative of x to the power of n is n into x to the power of n minus 1. Now, 14, when I find out the derivative of 2x to the power of 7, multiply 2 with 7, 14, a x to the power of, just subtract 7 minus 1, 6, plus k, multiply it with 3, so we'll get 3k x to the power of k minus 1. Here the derivative is given as 42x to the power of 6 plus 15x to the power of k minus 1. You compare them. 14a is equal to 42. So a will be 42 divided by 14, which is equals to 3. And when we compare this, we'll get 3k is equals to 15. Therefore, k is equals to 15 divided by 3, that is 5. So a is equals to 3, k is equals to 5. We're done with question number 25 and the last question. So this is a vector. The diagram shows a parallelogram OPQT. The position vector of P is A. So position vector means it's from the origin. OP is A and the position vector of T is B. That means from the origin, position vector of T is B. Since it is parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. But we need to consider the direction here. Okay, fine. K is on PQ. K, we can see it's on PQ line, such that PK is to KQ is 3 is to 1. 3 is to 1 means 3 by 4 and 1 by 4 ratio divide by total ratio 3 plus 1 4 ratio divide by total ratio 3 plus 1 4 of what? We know this whole thing is B. So PK is equals to 3 by 4 of B and KQ is equals to just 1 by 4 of B. So PK we know it is 3 by 4 of B and KQ we know it is 1 by 4 of B. Now find the lines OK and TQ. OK and TQ, both of them are extended to meet at X. Find the position vector of X. Position vector of X means from the origin, O to X. OX is what we need to find out here. OX is what we need to find out. So a best possible route is what we need here. From O to reach X, the best possible route which I can see here is OT plus TX. I'll just take it as TQ plus QX. TQ plus QX. OT we know it is B. OT we know it is B plus TQ we know it is A plus QX we don't know. QX we don't know. So to find out QX, what we are going to use here is we are going to use the property of similar triangles. I can see that OPK and triangle QKX. QKX, they both are similar. So if I'm drawing the triangle here separately, I'm drawing the triangle separately here. So I'll just write OPK. OP is A. OK. PK, we know PK, and we know it is 3 by 4, 3 by 4B. And the other one, QK. QK, we know it is, X will be over here. QK, we know it is 1 by 4, 1 by 4B. And we need to find out what QX is. We need to find out what QX is. So these are the two similar triangles that we have considered, OPK, OPK, and QX, QX, K. Now, A divided by its corresponding side for the other triangle X is equal to 3 by 4B divided by its corresponding side, that is 1 by 4B. B and B gets cancelled. So A by X is equals to 3 by 4 divided by 1 by 4. I'm just doing that part here. 3 by 4 divided by 1 by 4. KCF rule. Keep the first fraction. Change the sign to multiplication. 1 by 4 will become 4 by 1. 4 and 4 gets cancelled. 3. So 3 by 4 divided by 1 by 4, I got it as 3. Now 3x cross multiply 3x is equals to A. So x is equals to A by 3. X is equals to A by 3. So this x here, that is qx, I got it as A by 3. Qx, I got it as A by 3. So now I need to do B plus A plus qx. Qx is A by 3. A plus A by 3 is 4 by 3A. So my final answer will be, I'll write the final answer here, B plus 4 by 3A. B plus 4 by 3A. This is our final answer. What we did here was, we were not having this QX to find out OX, the position vector OX. So the best possible route is OT plus TQ plus QX. OT we already have B. TQ we already have A. But QX we didn't know that. So what we did was we took similar triangles OPK and QKX. We used the property of similar triangles. A by X is equals to 3 by 4B divided by 1 by 4B. Simplify that, you will get for X as 3. X we got it as A by 3. Sorry, X we got it as A by 3. So you add everything, B plus A by 3, you will get 4 by 3A. So we are done with October-November 2023 paper 2. If you have any doubt, let me know. Thank you for watching.